It's Friday. Welcome to Tesla Shorts Time, daily episode 508. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. Today is June 12th, 2026. Let's see how Tesla is heading into the weekend. Tesla Model Y just topped all foreign vehicle registrations in Japan for May. Model Y recorded the highest number of registrations among any foreign brand vehicle in Japan during May. The result highlights Tesla's continued expansion in a market where domestic manufacturers have long dominated. It also shows the Model Y maintaining strong demand even as competitors introduce new electric crossovers. Next data point to watch is June registration figures to confirm whether the lead holds. From real-world sales momentum, we move to the software layer that supports daily ownership. Tesla adds parking options display to navigation map. The navigation interface now shows available parking options directly on the map as drivers approach their destination. The change reduces the need to switch screens or rely on separate apps for spot selection. It builds on earlier navigation refinements that aim to keep the driver's attention on the primary display. Watch for further map layer additions in upcoming software releases. An owner who put 16,000 miles on a Model Y in 6 months reported minimal battery degradation despite heavy DC fast charger use. The capacity test result adds to real-world data on Model Y longevity under demanding conditions. Fast charging frequency did not produce the capacity loss some critics had predicted. The same vehicle will be tracked over the next year to see whether the trend continues. Continued tracking of the same vehicle over the next year will show whether the trend holds. Small UX wins like this lead into deeper infrastructure work happening behind the scenes at Tesla. Tesla open-sourced its TTP data center protocol. Tesla released the full specification and a reference implementation of its Tesla Transport Protocol on GitHub under the Tesla Motors/TTPoE repository. The company also joined the Ultra Ethernet Consortium to help standardize the protocol across the industry. The move makes a custom, high-speed data center fabric available for others to adopt or adapt. Inside Dojo clusters, TTP operates exclusively at Layer 2, using standard Ethernet switches and MAC addresses instead of IP routers. The design eliminates IP and UDP header processing overhead for lower latency between training nodes. It is optimized for a closed-loop environment where global routing is unnecessary. Future updates may reveal whether the same approach scales to larger or more distributed installations. TSMC's COUPE platform places optical engines directly on the silicon package, removing power and signal loss from final copper traces. TTP then supplies the hardware-level logic for packet flow, state transitions, and rapid recovery. The combination pairs a high-speed physical layer with a protocol built for silicon-level speed. Watch for any public benchmarks that quantify end-to-end gains in training throughput. The same drive for efficiency that shaped TTP now appears in vehicle autonomy claims. FSD Supervised claims superhuman reaction times. Tesla posted new data showing reaction times faster than human drivers in controlled tests. The claim centers on measured response intervals during edge case scenarios rather than average driving. It forms part of ongoing efforts to document performance ahead of regulatory reviews. The latest software branch adds Actually Smart Summon alongside FSD Supervised version 14.3.4. The update is rolling out to vehicles already equipped with the required hardware. Owners will compare real-world summon reliability against previous versions. Next milestone is the follow-on point release expected later this month. Elon Musk shared engineering through view notes indicating the AI6 platform targets major efficiency gains over AI5. The comments focus on inference performance per watt rather than raw TOPS. No public die size or process node details were released. The chip remains in active development with no announced vehicle integration date. Future updates should clarify whether the efficiency targets hold after tape-out. Autonomy progress sits alongside hardware scaling needed to support it. Tesla files for a 96-stall supercharger hub in California. Tesla submitted plans for a 96-stall supercharger site in Willows, California, along a busy highway corridor. The location would serve as a major charging hub for north-south travel between the Bay Area and Oregon. Construction scale exceeds most existing stations and signals continued investment in high-traffic corridors. Permitting and build timelines will determine when the site opens to drivers. Charging expansion contrasts with regulatory friction in other provinces. Tesla lost its bid for fast-track review of Manitoba EV rebate rules. A Manitoba court denied Tesla's request for an expedited review of the province's electric vehicle rebate rules. The decision keeps the current eligibility criteria in place while the full case proceeds on a normal timeline. Tesla had argued the rules disadvantage its vehicles relative to other brands. The outcome of the broader proceeding will determine whether Tesla can sell into the incentive program on equal footing. Several models from Lexus, Tesla, and Mercedes now sit at or near the $50,000 price point in the US market. The overlap places Tesla's offerings directly against established luxury electric crossovers and sedans. Buyers gain more direct comparisons on range, charging speed, and interior features at this single price band. Sales data over the next 2 quarters will show whether the shared price point shifts market share. Ferrari's Loose concept joins 6 other high-end electric vehicles that do not include any Tesla models in the roundup. The list emphasizes bespoke design, performance credentials, and brand heritage over mass market volume. It illustrates how traditional luxury marques are positioning their first EVs against Tesla's broader portfolio. Order books and initial customer deliveries will reveal whether the differentiation resonates with buyers. Policy hurdles at home give way to competitive pressure from other EV makers. Rivian CEO RJ Scaringe outlined 2 deliberate design choices that separate the upcoming R2 from the Model Y silhouette. The differences focus on stance and proportion rather than shared platform elements. The comments come as Rivian prepares the R2 for a lower price segment where Tesla holds significant volume. Production timing and final pricing will determine how closely the vehicles compete on dealer lots. BMW's upcoming 800-volt iX3 posted more than 500 miles of range during extreme condition testing. The result exceeds current Model Y long-range figures under similar test parameters. The architecture also supports faster charging rates than Tesla's current 400-volt pack design. Real-world owner data, once the vehicle launches, will show whether the lab numbers translate to daily driving. China's BYD demonstrated a charging system capable of adding substantial range in 5 minutes under lab conditions. The test used a dedicated high-power architecture not yet deployed at scale. Tesla's current V4 superchargers top out at lower peak rates for most vehicles. The comparison highlights differing approaches to charging time reduction. Real-world highway deployment numbers will show whether the lab result becomes a practical advantage. Real-world cost comparisons show dramatically lower energy expenses for Cybertruck owners versus comparable gas trucks. The difference stems from both electricity rates and the Cybertruck's efficiency at highway speeds. No government incentives were factored into the published figures. The gap widens further in regions with time-of-use pricing. Fleet operators will likely track these numbers when evaluating total cost of ownership. Before we go, keep an eye on how the Manitoba court case develops and whether June registration numbers in Japan extend the Model Y lead. And that's everything worth knowing about Tesla today. TSLA closed at $399.15, up $17.56, 4.6%. If the show saves you time, a quick rating on Apple Podcasts or Spotify goes a long way. You can also find us on X at Tesla Shorts Time. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. I'll see you tomorrow. And before you go, this show is part of the NARA Network, a family of daily podcasts covering tech, science, markets, and more. If you enjoyed today's episode, give Environmental Intelligence a listen, the Environment and Climate Policy Brief for Canada. You can explore the whole lineup at naranetwork.com. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.